Welcome to the Morning Skate, episode 283. Playoffs have started. We have highs. We have lows. We have bloggers thinking their team's done, and now they're back. People are, it's chaos. Our YouTube channel is fucking popping off. We have so much shit to talk about. We're now above 150 subscribers on YouTube. Get a chance, head over there. We're not just doing our podcast. We're also kind of coming up with different videos that Ken's kind of creating. I'm making sure that if something crazy happens, we're putting it out there. So, for the most part, it's not all things hockey because it's just me doing it. I'm kind of busy sometimes, so I'm trying to get all the good shit out there that we can get. But this is your host, Ked. I'm joined by my co-host, Brownie. Brownie, what's going on, brother?
Edmonton just got on the board. They may not be dead, Kenton. Don't turn off your TV yet, buddy.
3-1.
3-1,
Yeah.
15 minutes left in the second.
We're going to talk about all this. I'm actually really pumped for our 3 stars this week because I think it's going to be good. I think you and I have both been watching a lot of hockey, and I think that there's some underground players that might not get the limelight they deserve.
Are you freezing or am I freezing?
I'm not freezing. I'm here. Can you not hear me?
No, you just froze up twice on me.
I think we're good to go. I feel good about it.
Yeah, we'll power through it, man.
But everything going good on your end?
Yeah. Well, after today's matinee effort by the Boston Bruins, everything's right in Brownie world.
I hate matinees, dude.
I normally do, but I'll take today's.
Mm-hmm.
Linus Ulmark's. I saw someone on Twitter saying that we'll get into the Bruins as we get to those series, but someone was it Ty Anderson? It was a local writer. He was saying that Ulmark's going for the season-long Gordie Howe hat trick, and I was like, "Hey, man, it's in play. It's in play still.
It is in play. We'll get into that, but let's hop into it. We have a lot to talk about. Wow, a lot to talk about. Mea culpas.
Hi, this is Mea Culpa, and I'm here to introduce the Morning Skates Mea Culpas with Ked and Brownie.
Quick Mea culpa. Yeah, quick Mea culpa update. I emailed her back, so we're on the board. Haven't heard anything back yet. I think we're doing a little cat and mouse right now, but I did reach out. I've been doing a lot of morning skate work, dude. We're getting a lot of shit up on the socials. We had a TikTok that had like fucking 3 million views or some shit like that. So
crazy.
Things are going good. But yeah, Mea culpas, dude. What do we got?
Well, it's only 2 really. The Terminator and Matrix. Remember, I was all excited how that was all linked.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling someone about this, and I'm like, yeah, Neo is John Connor's son. That the son of he's like, wait, his name's Anderson. I go, yeah. He goes, the father was Kyle. The father's last name was Reese. I go, wasn't his first name Reese? He goes, it was Kyle Reese and Sarah Connor. Where'd you get Anderson? I'm like, wah, wah. So I was very excited about that, and I feel like it may have been wrong. So,
well, you tried. You hummed a high hard one. You just missed on that.
And then my other one is the other mea culpa. It was actually going to be a 0, but I don't want to I hate having all zeros, and I don't want to bring that much negativity. So this is a PSA. I'm changing it. Go ahead. What?
No, I'm ready for the PSA, dude. I had my hand up. I was ready for it.
Oh, PSA for homeowners. I'm working on a big job right now. I'm not going to say with whom or where.
Okay.
But the general contractor, in the nicest possible ways, is a fucking donkey.
Okay.
And the general contractor is the guy that's supposed to oversee the whole job. He hires all the subs. He does everything. The homeowner is just supposed to get updates from him and pay him, and that is it. This fucking dunce is trying to blame, because he doesn't realize I'm friends with the homeowner. That's why they brought me in. He's trying to blame shit on me. He's like, oh, I had to wait for your painter. And I'm like, I told him to just go ahead. I can paint around him. So listen, if you own a home, check your references, get estimates from multiple general contractors. And you know what? You can be your own general contractor, because all it is scheduling and lining up your subcontractors. And every general contractor pads every sub. So you'll save yourself quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So fuck this guy. He is now in my notes in my phone of contractors to avoid on jobs. Fair enough. There you go. Just a little PSA for everybody.
Pretty good mea culpa, dude.
Yeah. Huh?
Not too bad. Let's do NHL news, and then we're going to break down some playoff series. Time to talk hockey. And I know how much you hate that stop, so I have Kenton working on new graphics and shit. So
I have one ready I need to talk to him. I'll call him tomorrow. I have some stuff for him.
All right. So let's get into it. So Edmonton, players to notch 60 career playoff points in 38 games played or less. Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, and Leon Draisaitl. I thought that was going to be a McDavid thing. Draisaitl. It's crazy. He's German, right? He's from Germany.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really get too many hockey players from there. And when you get one, he just happens to be like a fucking dynamic player. So
yeah. Well, Stutzla, right? Isn't he German too?
Yes. Good call.
So when you get a couple of these high-end talents in different countries, then it starts to build up the pipeline. Remember Darius Kasparaitis talked about that a little bit when we interviewed him.
We did.
Watch your feet for those name drops.
Yes, I like that. Pretty cool though. We're gonna keep with Edmonton. Vander Kane since joining the Oilers, 0.80 point per game regular season, postseason points per game 1.12.
Big time Kane.
We were so hard on this guy, and rightfully so, right? Like
he deserved it.
In the fucking. But let me tell you what. Remember when they got him and we're like, this is never gonna work. Like this is just more shit that Edmonton, because Edmonton was quite the shit show at that point.
Yeah,
this is one that we didn't see coming. Hand up. We were wrong. And Evander Kane, he's really carved himself quite the little career in Edmonton. It seems like you're hearing less and less about his bullshit, like personal type stuff. So good for him, right? Everybody kind of deserves to figure their shit out. And it kind of seems like he is. I mean, I'm not friends with him, so I don't really know what's going on in his life, but at least on the ice.
When you got a guy like McDavid in the locker room, right?
Yeah. No. And I think it's, I mean, obviously a really, really high-end talent, tough as fuck, dude. Like when he fights, he fights. I like the game he plays. Like I would definitely take him on my team. The player I would take on my team.
Not the nonsense.
Anybody who's going to chip in for a cup. If you get me Stanley Cup, I'll fucking take you. So that's just how I am. But kudos on him. Bad Edmonton in the Connor McDavid area. The Oil is 2-10 in playoff overtimes.
Not good.
Not good. Not Captain Clutch.
No. Not Captain Overtime, anyway.
So, players with postseason goals with multiple teams, 6. This is New Jersey Devils. Doug Gilmour, Matt Cullen, Jason Arnott, Mike Sillinger, Brian Smolinski, and Eric Holla.
They've scored with 6 teams.
Yeah, he's quite the little fucking rat, that guy.
I like him.
Finnish. Didn't know that. I had to look it up. AHL playoff game between Laval and Utica. Kirsten Welsh is working the lines, making her the first woman to officiate an AHL playoff game in league history. Stick taps to her.
Yep.
Calgary Flames. Brad Treliving and the Flames have mutually parted ways. So,
has that been the biggest 180 on a general manager in the last 10 years? How fast that ran? He wore out his welcome.
Yeah, I mean,
everyone was saying he won GM of the year this summer. Remember with those trades?
We said that. Yes.
Yeah, a lot of people, not just us.
Yeah. So he's gone. I don't know what the Flames are going to do. It seems like there's definitely a disconnect between the players, management, coaching, and it seemed like he was the guy that kind of got the boot. So I forget who it was. I think it was Mackenzie Weegar. He's on the Flames now, right? Because he was on
bitching about the Saddle Dome.
Yeah, bitching about the rink and that they need a new rink and shit like that. And it was kind of funny. Do you remember last year when he walked into the locker room? They had like the video, and it's like, Brad Marchand on head coach Paul Maurice, Florida. He will probably quit as the coach of the Panthers before the series is over, just like he quit in Winnipeg mid-season. This was in response to Maurice's comments about embarrassing the Bruins. So I guess those were real comments.
Yes, that was a real comment.
That's good for him. 6 all-time in wins as an NHL coach. They put that stat up today. I had no idea about that.
Yeah, that was a wild one. I didn't see that one coming.
No. More Boston's Zdeno Chara. He ran the Boston Marathon and finished the race in under 4 hours, maintaining a sub 8-minute mile for the entire course at 46 years old. I mean, it's really not that hard when all you got to do is probably take 4 or 5 strides and the thing's done. So, but still pretty cool. I thought it was cool how he, and that was your first playoff game that day, right?
Yeah. And it was like the 10th anniversary of the marathon bombing as well. And they played the Bruins goal song when he crossed the finish line. Which was kind of a cool thing. Dude,
he might be one of the most interesting men in the entire world. Right? Thinking about it, the languages he speaks, where he came up, all this types of shit. You call Bergeron the perfect human. Chara's fucking damn near perfect human as well. So
Oilers scored again, 3-2.
Oh God, they're coming back. Kenton, stop gripping it so hard, bud. Buffalo. This is kind of crazy. I don't know how you find these stats. This is how long Craig Anderson's played in the NHL. The first goal ever scored on him was assisted by Adam Holtz, and Phil Housley was on the ice. So remember he retired, 6 taps, Craig Anderson. Guy's a beauty. So
are you sure I'm not freezing? Because you keep freezing.
No, you're good. Just keep going. I'll let you know if there's issues.
All right.
NHL playoffs. So now we're going to kind of get into the Eastern Conference. We're going to start with your Boston Bruins.
Hold on. Since the purple bucket hat is toast,
okay.
My buddy Keith gave me this because he heard the podcast. And as soon as I came over and saw him the other day, he goes, get rid of that fucking purple hat because they lost the first day you had it. So this is what he gave me.
Oh, my God. Did
Look
he buy
at
that? Or is that just laying around in his basement?
I have no idea. It doesn't smell like his basement because his basement's pretty ripe. But shout out to my buddy Keith. This is the new Bruins hat.
The new Bruins hat. You guys are going to rally around that until, I don't know. We're going to see what ends up happening. I mean, it was kind of a touch and go thing. You Bruins fans, I'm going to say it, you were in a panic. You might not fucking admit it, but you and Hal were mildly a little bit panicked by the performance that they put on. In what game was it? Game 2.
Game 2. They played the worst game of the year out of all 82, quite easily. Possibly.
So game 1, Boston won 3-1. Game 2, Florida won 6-3. Boston was able to rebound and take 2 in Florida. They won 4-2, and then today they won 6-2. I put a reverse jinx on Taylor Hall. I don't know if you guys remember that.
In our group chat. Yep.
He leads the Bruins in playoff goals with 4. Dmitry Orlov, trade deadline pickup. He has 5 assists, and Taylor Hall is leading your team in points. He's got 7 of them.
Bertuzzi with 6 points in 4 games.
Yeah, I mean, he's looked really good. This has been an interesting series, man. Like, there's definitely no love lost. It's been a high-hitting McAvoy's just hitting everybody. Like, he is, and he probably should be on the map anyway. Original 16, big market. And I'm telling you how I feel. I see the league a lot. His name's not really ever mentioned with top defensemen. It is by you guys because you're Bruins fans and like you watch him every time. I'm hoping that this playoff run starts getting him the credibility that he deserves because he's a game changer on the back end. Not only because he can pitch in offensively, but he's a motherfucker to play against. So he's looked really good.
And he hunts contact. He looks for contact. The thing is, he doesn't get the love for the Norris, but in every Team USA thing, he's always in the top 4.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So,
and this isn't a new thing either. If you remember, I think it was back in the bubble when he fucking killed Jordan Stahl. Like this guy's he likes throwing the body around. I mean, they're the fucking bees, and there might have been a little bit of a panic because they did play the worst game. Like that was really, really bad. And I don't think they particularly played a good first game either. Like I thought that
they won with a C+ game is what everybody was saying after game 1.
So
it was a C+ game, C+ effort, and they still won. The highlight of the game was Bertuzzi stealing Cousins' stick in game 1. There was a lot of talk after tonight's game by a number of players saying, and everybody alluded to playing between the whistles only. Mm-hmm. And I think it was telling because it's clearly the mindset is that Florida, they're the 8th seed. They want to muck it up. They want to get on the power play. They want to drag players down. Marchand does not. I mean, Gudis dry humped him for a good 30 seconds, and Marchand didn't even respond. Doesn't have a single penalty minute the whole series, where the way it's going 5 years ago, Marchand would have had 10 minutes already.
Yeah, no, for sure. And they are playing, and you can see because Tkachuk's a rat. You already kind of knew that. But like I've seen him go at Coyle a few times, and Coyle just kind of like laughs it off. I'm trying to look this up really quick.
When did you see? I don't know if you saw when we were texting during this when Tkachuk cross-checked Hathaway at the end of the period and got him in the kidney. Well, Bennett on the reverse angle, Bennett came out and gave him a quick cup check when he was in the bottom of the pile.
Yeah.
So
Sam Bennett is, to me, probably Florida's most important player. Obviously, Tkachuk's played really well, but Bennett has been great. Longberg's been not a factor. No. Speaking of not a factor, in 3 games played, only 2 assists. The most underrated player in the league, Alex Barkov, just not doing anything.
Yeah, that's what I said. Did he go? I said that to you guys today. Did he go from underrated to overrated in the span of 12 months?
Yeah,
you can make the argument.
It's kind of concerning, honestly. It wasn't something I think any of us really expected. If you look at his stats in the playoffs, 29 games played, 6 goals, 17 assists for 23 points. I mean, not everybody's going to be a point per game player, but in a series where you're playing the best team ever, right? Like you could argue, to not show up as the captain, it's just not good.
So
I don't know. I thought maybe Bobrovsky would have given them, a little bit of a spark. It clearly didn't work out the way that we thought it would.
Bobrovsky played just like I thought he would play.
Yeah. And hand up, I was wrong about Charlie Coyle. Charlie Coyle's looked really, really, really good for you guys. I think
no Bergeron, no Krejci, and they lost Ulmark for the last 4 minutes when he got tossed, and they still got the dub. So
I don't know if it was in our text, but I was talking to Hal. I think he thinks Ulmark might be a little bit hurt, a little bit banged up. I don't know if that's a thing that's actually happening.
They're saying he's been a game time decision for the last few games. So, and I would think based on how he's playing, there's something going on with Pasternak as well. But I don't know that for certain. That's just my own guess.
Yeah, it could be. But yeah, the Bruins are up 3-1 in the series. Do you have anything else?
No, they can wrap it up on Wednesday night. They got a nice little break. I don't know why they did that, but it works out for me.
I saw that too. The Rangers don't play for a bit after tomorrow as well. So
yeah. Oh, hey, I'll take it.
All right, so that's what we got for the Bees and the Panthers. So now we're gonna go over to
one last thing about the Bruins. I forgot. That quote unquote hit of Noshik that Stahl had poopy pants about. Dude, I don't think he hit him. I think Stahl dove and tried to sell that and then had to play the part the whole way back. I think the Stahls might be the biggest fucking crybabies in the league. So
Mark Stahl getting laid out by Brad Marchand today was pretty funny. I thought that was
pussy. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go Toronto, Tampa. So game 1, Tampa Bay pumped Toronto 7-3. Game 2, Toronto pumped Tampa Bay. Pumped Tampa Bay 7-2. Then game 3, Toronto won in overtime 4-3. Morgan Riley goal. Tavares has 3 goals. Marner's got 6 assists. Marner leads the team in points with 8. Samsonov has an .878 save percentage.
No bueno.
But with the
also,
Lightning,
no Eric Sharonak for the rest of the series, and no Hedman for a game and a half.
There you go. Perry looks that he's got 3 goals, couple assists, 5 points. He's leading the Lightning right now. Vasilevsky, .853.
Leaky.
A little bit leaky. We talked about that.
Yep.
So some moments that happened in this series, the Tanner Jeannot, Luke Shen fight, I thought was fucking nails, dude. Like those were a couple big boys going at it.
Luke Shen, man, he's starting to grow on me a little bit. I will say
he's
that.
Tough, dude. He's a Western Canadian boy. He's tough.
He's a solid D. He's not flashy, and he'll stick up for his teammates, and he'll throw the hit when he can.
Yeah. And then I mean, we have to talk about the Riley hit on Braden Point.
Yeah.
Dangerous play. I thought that would have been a little bit more under the magnifying glass. I think like it was just
Toronto.
And Point ended up coming back. Point ended up coming back, which was insane. But all hell breaks loose. Kucherov grabs Riley. Sheldon Keefe went to the media today saying
this fucking guy. Someone needs to
good.
Get in front of him and say, "Stop doing this."
Yeah, he said that the Lightning do a pretty good job manipulating the refs. He mentioned that when Stamkos ended up fighting Austin Matthews. And as you can watch the video, everything's kind of calmed down. Matthews actually has 3 sticks in his hand, like picking up his teammates' sticks. Because I mean, why wouldn't you do that in a big scrum? Like, why wouldn't you be fully prepared? Stamkos comes over, gives him a couple pops, and then all hell breaks loose. Stamkos feeds him a couple times. They go down. As this is going on, afterwards, Tanner Jeannot is telling Shen, "Hey, we're going again." There's beacon back and forth. Patty Maroon gets involved, and I think Shen said you're irrelevant. And Brandon Hagel's like, he's irrelevant because I mean he did just win 3 cups in a row. So
he was chirping with a woman in when he was in the penalty box. He was barking back and forth with a fan. They kept saying, Patty Maroon's into with a fan, and then the guy was like, "It's a woman." And Phil
Esposito. That nobody talked about that. He's like, he's talking to this fat broad, and nobody said anything about this. I think it's just because he's grandfathered in and just being like the old dude that's not going to change. But I thought that was kind of crazy. Some dude tried fighting Tanner Jeannot in the box.
That was a big lady in the yellow there.
And then Kyle Dubas getting into it with Lightning fans. So
another idiot.
Here's my thing, like. Leafs fans can bitch all they want, show class. Dude, I want my GM fucking doing that. I would want my GM being like motherfucking the other team, especially after a play like that when everything's fucking popping off, emotion is involved. I'd rather have my GM being like, go fuck yourself than just kind of sitting there.
But he's not saying go fuck yourself. He's up there holding up Corsi stats and, in-game analytics and, all that stuff. I got the numbers right here. I can just hear him,
I did see something on Twitter today. I think the last 4 series the Leafs have had in the first round, they've gone up 2-1, and they're like, does history repeat itself?
Oh, really?
So that could be something that, keep your head on a swivel about that. But
That's great.
this has actually been a pretty entertaining series, I think, so far.
Yeah.
Really good teams going back and forth at it, and I don't know what's going on with Vasilevsky. I think the Lightning were a little bit more dangerous when he was like the dude, and like he's still. Actually, I can't say he's playing great. He has an .853 save percentage, but just something to think about. I mean, obviously the loss of Plot, veteran guy who was there, and the loss of McDonough kind of, showing up a little bit. But I don't know. I think the Leafs are going to implode. They do it every fucking year. So I wouldn't doubt it. I tell you what, if they fucking lose game 4, it'll be a full panic going on in Toronto. So
Oh yeah.
I would consider that must watch. Do you have anything else with this series?
No, we covered everything. Tavares in game 2 with the hat trick, that was a big step up moment.
I like Tavares, dude. I think he plays the game the right way. I thought he was more of a dangerous player when he was on the Islanders, but like if he's your captain, I feel pretty good about that. And Ryan O'Reilly, right? That's why you got him. He scores late to tie it up. He's been involved in everything. He was involved with that Stamkos Austin Matthews fight. Yeah, I mean, he does what he does. Yeah, anything else?
No, that's it. Still 3-2. I was just looking.
Carolina Islanders. So Carolina has a commanding 3-1 series lead. Game 1, Carolina won 2-1. Game 2, Carolina won 4-3 in overtime. There was a missed high stick. I think it was on Mayfield.
Bad.
Johnston.
Bad.
And they end up going in. I think Jesper Fast ended up scoring the winner. Game 3, the Islanders come back. They win 5-1. And then game 4, they lay an egg. Carolina 5, Islanders 2. Sebastian Aho has 2 goals. Brent Burns has 5 assists. They're tied with 5 points. .915 save percentage out of Antti Raanta. You like to see that.
Yeah, nice bounce back for him.
Yeah. Kyle Palmieri, 2 goals, 2 assists, leads the team with 4 points, and .942 save percentage out of Sorokin. So he's doing everything that he can. And I mean, dude, like if you look at it, Carolina scored 5, 4, 2, and 1. So they're giving up a shit ton of shots, I would think. We talked about the high stick. It's just the Islanders don't have it, man. They don't. And Bo Horvat, where the fuck is he? I think he scored his first goal today, shorthanded in a 5-2 game. Thanks for coming, dude. Like, thanks for finally showing up.
Him and Anders Lee have disappeared, both of them.
And Barzell's diving. I just hate Islanders fans. Like, I hate Carolina fans. Like, you know that because of the clapping and shit like that. But as a team that's potentially going to play the winner of these 2 series, I know that the Islanders don't look good right now, but I still think I'd rather take Carolina just because we beat them last year. They don't have Svechnikov. They don't have Teuvo Teravainen, who
broken hand
off of a slash, which I think is hilarious because when George Peros became the Department of NHL player safety dude, he came out and he said, listen, like, I'm going to be finding the little plays behind the play. Like, I played the game, the slashes, this shit. You get slashed on the hand, you break a hand, you think you'd get something. Like, and there was nothing there. So fuck that guy. Oh, dude, we missed something with the Toronto series. Michael Bunting getting suspended 3 games for the hit on air.
Yeah. Forgot about that. You're right.
3 games. That's huge because in the regular, like, this is playoffs. It's always kind of different playoffs to regular season, but the fact that he got 3 games, that's like a 6-game suspension in the regular season. That was kind of, and to be honest with you, I didn't even think it was that bad. Like maybe a game. I didn't think it was fucking 3 games worth.
I think it's his reputation did a lot of it.
Could be. I wish we would have fucking had that back then, but we'll figure it out. Do you have anything else with this series? Have you watched any of it?
No, I'll get to it my 0, but I can't.
Well, nobody watches this series. This is a series. This is literally one of the, how many series are there? There's 8 series. This is the one series that I think people just don't watch.
Yeah, it's this. The only other thing I had on this was that this was it game 4 was Carolina's first road playoff win in 8 years.
Is that real?
So for whatever that's worth.
Damn, I didn't know that. They talked about how Antti Raanta wasn't winning on the road, and they thought about going to somebody else, but he looked good today. So
yeah. I mean, you're gonna get it eventually, right?
Yeah,
you do.
Rangers Devils. So game 1, the Rangers won 5-1. Game 2, the Rangers won 5-1. Game 3, the Devils won 2-1 in overtime. A Dougie Hamilton goal. Hughes has 2 goals. Brad has 2 assists. The leading point guy on the Devils has 2 points. That's Jack Hughes. The Schmid
One was on a
kid,
penalty shot too.
Yeah.
Don't forget.
this Schmid guy. Let's talk about him. He has a 972 save percentage. He played 1 game. He played pretty good. I would say that there were a couple shots Mika Zibanejad had on the power play that were like some pretty good saves. But other than that, like Ray Ferraro was talking about how this guy was like Marty Brodeur, and like, dude, he stopped the puck. I'll give him that. But it wasn't like grade A scoring chances. Like Panarin missed the net a few times. He played good. I'm giving him kudos to that. Like, you came in, dude, you weren't expecting that you're going to play in this series. You came in, you got your win, cool. But the fact that everybody's blowing this guy like he's fucking Marty Brodeur is insane.
Well, I think the things that go with it was that he's the first rookie goaltender for the Devils since Brodeur to come in the playoffs like that. His lateral movement, he doesn't overcommit, so he seems very calm and collected in the cage. And, you know, they got to push a storyline. They need a storyline. And for this guy to come in with only 26 games played in the NHL is a pretty good story, you know.
I think if I'm a Devils fan and I'm down 2-1 in this series and Jack Hughes only has 2 points, I feel pretty fucking good that we're only down 2-1. And game 3, like, okay, I'm going to talk about the Rangers really quick. Chris Kreider, 5 goals. Adam Fox, 6 assists. Fox leads the Rangers with 6 points. Igor Shesterkin, a 950 save percentage. Pretty decent. Game one and game 2, it just looked like the Rangers had been in the playoffs before and the Devils hadn't. Like, I don't think the Devils knew what type of system to play. I thought that they thought maybe it was going to be a lot more free flowing. The Rangers defensemen, they played simple. They got the puck out of the zone. Rangers were chipping pucks in deep. When they had a chance to get to the net, they'd get to the net, and it was just over and over and over again, right? Game 3, I think they made an adjustment, and to be completely honest with you, it was a coin flip. Like, if you look at the advanced numbers or whatever, that game could have went either way. It sucks that they didn't win on home ice. We got a big game coming up tomorrow. Whoever wins tomorrow, I think, is going to be in the driver's seat. So it's going to be I don't call it a must win, but I'm calling it a must win for the Rangers. They need to fucking take this home. But I just said, if I'm a Devils fan and I'm only down 2-1 and Jack Hughes only has 2 points, like, okay, we can kind of rebound from this. Mika Zibanejad, where the fuck are you, dude? He does this every year. Like, okay, we're ready for you to score goals now. Can we start doing that, please? Tarasenko's looked fucking great, dude. He's had a few goals. Patty fucking came.
That wrist shot goal that he had in game 2.
You mean the backhand when he fucking went in and went backhand shelf? That's probably what you're talking about, was 3.9. And let me just talk about this donkey Pasha, this like spitting chicklets fucking asshole. Here's the thing. He's just doing it for fucking clicks. So Rangers fans need to calm down. Like, this guy's delusional. He doesn't actually mean the shit that he's saying. There's not a single person on planet Earth that actually thinks Patrick Kane would not help out a hockey team in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Like, he's called Showtime for a fucking reason. And if he actually believes that, he's genuinely not worth your time or breath or anything along those lines to even talk about. This is the only time we're going to talk about him. Like, he's a fucking loser. So don't worry about that. Yeah, we're going to see Igor's played really well. Our defense has played really well. Barclay Goodrow's had a fucking rough couple games. We're hoping that we can get a rebound from him. Timo Meier going at Igor Shesterkin's leg, dude. What a fucking rat play. I'll tell you what, he wasn't going to be a guy that I thought I was going to hate by the end of the series, but he needs to get his face caved in. I'm still waiting for a Jacob Trouba bomb. It'll probably happen. We can talk about Ryan Lindgren going for fucking short side because that was incredible.
That was a nice goal.
I feel good about it. The Rangers, again, it was a coin flip. They're playing really good playoff hockey. They're playing like a team that's been in the playoffs before. And that, for me, I'm okay with that. And after the game 1, they interviewed Kreider. He's like, game 2 is the most important game that we got to do. After game 2, he's like, game 3 is the most important. They're there for business. Like I keep putting out this, we're on to game 3, like dressed up like Bill Belichick tweets that I'm doing because it's a business trip for the boys. And it's nice to see that is like their mindset. Like they're just there. They're going to fucking play their game. They're going to move on. They're not too high, not too low. They're taking positives. They're taking negatives. They're doing what they got to do to win a game. So do you have anything else? Oh, Adam Fox is the best defenseman in the league. That's the other thing I have for you.
For the counterpoint, I would recommend, if you're a fan of watching someone's emotions play out in real time on social media, follow our New Jersey Devil writer, Pat Booth. It's Pat, how many? I'm trying to see. 1, 2, 3. I think it's Pat Booth with either 5 or 6 zeros. I mean, 5 or 6 O's in the middle of Booth. It goes Booth. His emotions are on his sleeve and on his Twitter timeline. It's
pretty funny.
It's awesome. It's awesome. He's like, Dougie Hamilton is more impactful than Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Gandhi, MLK, and Nelson Mandela combined. I mean,
he has 2
that's
points.
Just the tip of the iceberg.
He has 2 points this series.
Yeah, but it was I'm sure that was after the OT. You know, but that was after he was ready to burn all his Devil's gear like 3 hours prior. So
Game 3, I thought this was interesting. I might have to get Booth's feedback from this, but the Devils scratched Miles Wood, and I
thought he was injured. I thought I read he was injured.
I think he was scratched.
Wow, I like Miles Wood.
I do too, but I see a lot of Devils fans don't like him. So if he wants to be on the Rangers, I'd be completely okay with that. But yeah, that was Eastern Conference. Is everything kind of going to plan, you think? I think so. I thought Toronto, Tampa was going to be a tight
I thought you were talking time-wise on the podcast. Yeah, I think so.
I wish I could have taken back my Islanders thing. Like, we saw it in real time. When I understood that Pierre Engvall was on their second line, I knew I fucked up. If I would have known that, I probably would have changed that.
Actually, you tried to change it, and we wouldn't let you.
Tampa, Toronto, we knew that was going to be a hard-fought series. We know that it's going to inevitably end with a Toronto letdown. Shout out to Sammy Hill, who's fucking just mixing up blogs and popping them out after games. Same with Booth. Same with fucking Richie, our Minnesota guy. I am going to write at the end of the series. I'm going to do what you do. I'm just trying to get as much content out as possible. I'm sorry I'm not writing. Unless, Wild Bill, if you're listening, if you want to start fucking doing some game ones, you can do that. But
somewhere out in the New York metropolitan area, Wild Bill just put down his Jaeger bomb and went, I just feel a disturbance in the force. I'm in. Right.
Yeah, right. But yeah, I feel like everything's kind of going according to plan. I don't know, man.
In the Eastern Conference,
I barely ever give you Boston guys shit. Like, I always kind of support you guys, and I shouldn't, because you guys are not like that with me at all. I don't know if you ever noticed when we do Boston and Rangers recaps, I'm always asking you a question about the Bruins. I go crickets. Like, it's just how it fucking is.
You have way more to say than I do typically.
No fucking way, dude. I say like 3 things, then you talk about the Bees for like 25 minutes on top of, Connor McDavid put up 100 points this year. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But you know who's cooler? Patrice Bergeron. Like, that's
I like to sprinkle it throughout the podcast.
Exactly. But Eastern Conference, I think, has been pretty good. We're gonna see what happens next. You gotta love, as a Bruins fan, the fact that Tampa and Toronto are just beating the shit out of each other. So, like, that's playing well for you guys. We're now going to move on to the Western Conference. You good with that?
Yeah, I turned off the game, but Hal just texted and said that the Oilers tied it up.
Oh, Jesus.
I was afraid that the TV on the Fubo down here was interfering with the internet. That's why I kept freezing. I don't know.
Are you good now? Do you think you're good?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right, Western Conference start. Colorado Avalanche, Seattle Kraken. Game 1, Seattle won 3-1. Nobody saw that coming.
Seattle shocks the world.
Yeah. Game 2, Colorado wins 3-2 by the skin of their teeth. Game 3, Colorado wins 6-4. Still a pretty tight game. McKinnon decided to fucking show up. He's like, okay, put the boys on the back. The shit that he was doing in Game 3 was insane, bro. Insane.
I think Seattle scored the first 2 goals in that game.
Yeah. Seattle, and we kind of talked about that, but Colorado ran in 3 goals, Lehkonen 3 assists. Brandon's got 4 points. Your boy Georgiev, that you said that was going to be fucking sick, at .898 save percentage, so not that. Seattle, Schwartz 2 goals, Schultz 3 assists, Schultz 4 points, a .917 save percentage by Philip Grubauer. This is something that I think we might have dropped. So Colorado won the Cup last year, correct?
Correct.
Was Grubauer their goalie last year?
You mean Georgiev?
No, Grubauer. This is
Colorado?
Yes.
No, it's Kemper.
Kemper. Okay. So, but Grubauer used to be on the Avs. Or am I making that up?
Are you doing a bit? Here?
I'm not doing a bit. Wasn't Grubauer on the Avs for a little bit?
Was he the backup?
I don't know. We have to look that up, because I think that was a storyline that we dropped the ball on. Because when I saw that he was in net for Seattle, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he was on the Avs before. This might be a very, very live mea culpa, but I was like, ooh, that's interesting. Because I was like, maybe he's playing against his old team, got a little bit of a swagger. Look that up as we kind of go on. But I think we can kind of agree that Seattle is not fucking around. They're not laying over. They're not just letting their belly get rubbed. It's just, I mean, Colorado's going to take this series, but it is nice to see a team like Seattle, who just kind of came into the league a few years ago. Really, I mean, they're fast. They hit. They're kind of all over the place. Do you have that stat for me or no?
I'm looking right now. I do like one of the highlights for me out of this was when Tanev scored the shorty and then blew the crowd a kiss.
Yep.
I love that.
Fucking Vince Dunn, I think, played really well.
Yes.
McKinnon's all over the fucking place, man. He is so dynamic and the shit. He's just explosive as fuck. Like he has like that McDavid factor where he gets the puck, you're like, oh god, not good for me. But you're still looking this up, I believe, because I'm
Pavel Francois was the backup.
Okay, so maybe I was way wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So no mea culpa.
But I thought, I think Seattle kind of has cool jerseys. Does that make me soft?
No, I like them as well. And I think, like we talked about in the preview, you mean how their pace of play and the way they roll, they can skate with Colorado. They're kind of built to compete with Colorado, in a weird way.
Yeah.
So.
This is if you're just a regular hockey fan, you just love watching hockey, this is a series I would say to tune into because you're gonna see some players that you never really heard of or whatever, but everybody's fucking chipping in. You still got McKinnon, Rantanen, Makar, the second best defenseman in the league. It's pretty good.
And it's the color schemes of the two teams is aesthetically pleasing.
It's aesthetically pleasing. Dallas Stars, Minnesota Wild. Game 1, Minnesota.
Listen, if you're a hockey fan, this is a series to watch.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Game 1, Minnesota beat Dallas 3-2. Second overtime, Hartman scored. Hartman's on a bum leg, and he kept playing. He ended up scoring. I thought that was sick. Game 2, Dallas pumped Mini 7-3. Game 3, Mini pumped Dallas 5-1. And then tonight, Dallas beat Minnesota 3-2. I was at hockey, so I didn't get a chance to see it.
I saw most of this game tonight. It was a good game.
Love this Minnesota Wild team.
Same.
I just really, really, really do. They are a team that I would not want to play in a 7-game series. And it's more or less because I just want my team to be not have 1,000 broken bones. The Minnesota Wild make you fucking earn it, dude. And it's fun to watch.
They tonight they got fucked by the refs. There were 2 calls on Foligno that shouldn't have been penalties, and Dallas scored on both power plays. Think if you don't admit that, then you are such a homer.
Says the guy in a fucking Scally Cap Boston Bruins yellow and black hat that he's just fucking rocking. Dallas,
which barely fits my dome.
Rope Hintz has 4 goals, Heiskanen 5 assists. Rope Hintz has 8 points and 909 save percentage out of Jake Ottinger. Hartman 2 goals, Nyquist 4 assists, Hartman 4 points, and a 961 save percentage out of Gustafsson. Okay, kind of a weird move. You win 3-2. That Gustafsson kid fucking played real well, and then you go to Fleury. I didn't know. First off, I was not fully in. I thought Fleury was just going to start. So this whole Gustafsson thing, again, I watched primarily Eastern Conference, so nice to know that this guy exists. I don't know why he would have done that, but whatever. I don't know. It's a fun series. Dallas is fast. I haven't seen much of Nils Lundkvist. Is that kid even fucking playing?
No, no.
That's so sad. Fink, that's so sad. It's so sad. But yeah, I mean, I fucking love this Rope Hintz guy. Miro Heiskanen, I've been saying that for years. He might be the most underrated player in the fucking National Hockey League.
That's fair.
He is fucking good. And Jake Onger is fucking stud. But Dallas, the cool thing about Dallas, and I particularly appreciate hockey because it's a team sport, because everybody kind of has a role. Everybody plays their role. You do what you got to do. That is the Minnesota Wild. And they're led by their head coach, who's a fucking psycho. and these guys have fully bought in. That's pretty much what I got. I really hope Minnesota comes back. Zuccarello had himself quite the game. I saw they were interviewing Lundqvist, and he's like, yeah, he was like that annoying little brother. He's like trying to feed Lundqvist kids candy on Tuesday. He's like, we don't do that on Tuesday, Zook. So I thought that was kind of funny. Okay, here's one for you. Kirill Kaprizov, he's been abused. They're going at him, and he just keeps getting up. And I'm getting more and more respect for that kid, because Russians tend to not do that. You know what I mean? Or maybe not 10, but that's kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? Preconceived notion, I guess, stereotype around Russians is that they shy away from that physical shit, and this kid just he's like, give me another one. So, but yeah, that's kind of what I got here.
I think the big stuff. If you hit on it when I was,
I did it.
You were
Dumba?
Matt Dumba,
Yeah.
game 1, knocked Pavelski out, which was a clean hit. I don't care what you say. That was a clean hit.
When you slow it down,
was
it's not.
unfortunate.
When you slow it down, it's not a clean hit. But when you're seeing it at regular speed, what the fuck is he supposed to do, dude?
It was a
Also,
clean, hard hit with an unfortunate result.
Yeah, and Pavelski's been in the league long enough to fucking make sure if you get rid of the puck, hey, like head on a fucking swivel. And I think what happened was Hartman was kind of in the way of when this was happening, and I don't think he saw him because like
No, and then he hit his head on the ice as well.
Yeah.
So
that was tough to see, but I mean, this is the second time this has happened to Pavelski in the playoffs. Don't you remember against the Kings? So not the Kings, when he was on the Sharks and they played Vegas, and the Sharks ended up coming back. But I thought it was also clean. But yeah,
Sagan comes in Pavelski's spot, and he's playing like Sagan used to. It's like he get a little fountain of youth there. So he's been playing really well. In game 3, Foligno challenged the bench. I don't know if you saw that. He was barking at them all, waving them. And then every time he got mixed up with, I don't remember who it was, he pantomime diving. He was going like this when he was out on the ice.
Yeah.
Dean Everton then accused the Dallas team of diving, where the Dallas head coach, Peter DeBoer, chirps back, if I coached the most penalized team in the NHL, I'd say the same. So there's some nice little back and forth between the coaches.
I hate Pete DeBoer.
Yeah, everybody does. Unfortunately, Joel Eriksson-Ek only came back for 19 seconds before re-aggravating his injury, which was a shame.
Oh, I did see that they were talking. I didn't know that happened. Damn.
Yeah.
Hate to see it. So,
but they almost pulled it off tonight. Zuccarello was out there. I think he had like a 1:20 shift, and it felt like he had the puck for like 45 of the 1:20. It's crazy.
Another most underrated player in the National Hockey League. Pacific Division, Vegas Golden Knight, Winnipeg Jets. Game 1, Vegas wins 5-1. Game 2, Vegas wins 5. Winnipeg won 5-1. Game 2, Vegas wins 5-2. Game 3, Vegas beats Winnipeg 5-4. Double overtime. Eichel got on the board. He's got 3 goals. Pietrangelo 4 assists. Eichel's got 4 points. Brossoit only has an .897 save percentage. Adam Lowry 4 goals, which was crazy. I didn't see that happening. Neil Pionk 5 assists, Pionk 5 points, and .894 save percentage out of our boy that we hyped up so much.
Listen, Connor Hellebuck, the first 2 games, if it was the MVP, win and a loss, he was the MVP.
And Josh Morrissey's out for the series. It looked like
knee to knee.
Yeah, it looked like ACL.
And then in game 3, I don't know if you were going to mention this, but Vegas was up 4-1 in the third. Winnipeg storms back and ties it up with Adam Lowry.
It was a 4-1 in the third. I didn't know it was in the third. No shit. I watched the game. That was a fucking sick game to watch. And they scored with like not that much time left. Winnipeg went crazy. They had the whiteout. It was a cool atmosphere. It's just one of those things where like I thought Hellebuck was going to steal this series. Now I'm kind of, I don't know, because Jack Eichel's showing up. Jack Eichel's putting the fucking puck in the back of the net. Mark Stone's playing Mark Stone hockey. Jonathan Marchessault's fucking buzzing. You still got Wild Bill. Phil the Thrill. Like, you have people on that fucking team, right? And then you look at Winnipeg, and I do like how heavy they are. But I think I used to be a Scheifele guy. I don't think I'm a Scheifele guy anymore, man. Like, I think Haig challenged him to a fight, and like Scheifele kind of hid behind the ref and like pretend like he was going to do something about it. Like, you weren't really going to do anything about it. I don't know if I have him as my hero of the week. If I do, I'm not going to talk about it. I don't have him, so we're just going to talk about it right now. Morgan Barron is a fucking savage. Takes a skate to the face. They said 75 plus stitches, and he barely made the period, and he came right back. And
all around his eye.
Canadian, but he went to Cornell. I wouldn't expect an Ivy League guy to do that. So that was, and you know, he was a Rangers prospect. They traded him, and he's really, like, you can tell he's not just out there to be out. Like, he's a player on the team. He's a valued player on their team. He gets pucks deep. He finishes his hits. He's always around the net. Nice to see that out of him. I'm trying to think if there's Neil Pionk, dude, with Morrissey being out. This guy's just eating minutes. He's been fucking great for Winnipeg ever since he got there. That's pretty much what I have on this. If I could change my answer, I probably think Vegas is going to win, but that's what I got.
I'm sticking with Winnipeg. I still think they'll get it done. I really do. I just think they have the best goalie in the Western Conference.
Yeah. Jake Andre would want to talk to you about that, but And honestly, next goalie that we're going to talk about, Jonas Korpisalo, 931.
Yeah, lately, tonight it looked ridiculous at the beginning, although it's tied up now. But
so Edmonton Oilers, LA Kings, game 1, the Kings won 4-3 in overtime. Edmonton taking stupid penalties.
No, Kings won the first game.
Kings beat the Edmonton 4-3 in overtime. The Oilers were taking fucking stupid penalties. Game 2, Edmonton won 4-2. Game 3, the Kings won 3-2. Tonight, Brownie keeps mentioning that they're on. Now, there was like a high stick play, and I saw the high stick, but I didn't see the whole fucking play. But apparently, it's Edmonton fans think that the play should have been blown dead because there was a high stick. It wasn't, and then that's when they scored in overtime or scored to win.
Oh, in game 3? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't see that.
I saw the stick. I didn't see the play afterwards. This is kind of a crazy series. So Draisaitl, 3 goals, 3 assists, 6 points. This is before the game tonight, at least. Skinner had a 900 save percentage. Kempe, 3 goals. Kopitar, 4 assists. Kopitar, 5 points. 931 save percentage out of Korpisalo, who was a deadline pickup from the Blue Jackets. Yeah, I just I feel like Edmonton's just kind of like the Western Conference Toronto Maple Leafs, except for they've gotten out of the first round before, but they always fucking blow it. Like, you have Connor McDavid, dude.
Yeah, you would think. I reached out to Kenton and I said, I go, give me how you're feeling heading into tonight's game. Do you think it's a must win? He go, it definitely is in my mind. I think we haven't seen the Oilers play their best game yet, maybe for little stretches at the most, a period, but we have to put in the full 60 plus. I think they'll have a statement game tonight, though. Fingers crossed, LOL.
Kenton's hockey guy
telling us. So nervous.
Yeah, nervous, but hockey guy telling us they got to play a full 60. Like, fucking get him interviewed for sure. But yeah, I mean, they just tied it up 3-3. I guess, all that shit's going on. Will Ferrell, I think you're going to talk about a little bit, had the bug in his face painted. Yeah, I mean, this is another series that I would consider must watch. Like, it's just an electric atmosphere. They're definitely laying the body on McDavid. They're trying to make it hard for him. Same with Draisaitl. Draisaitl bitching about the refs, man. But yeah, that's what I have for this series. You have anything else? I mean,
no.
Do you know who scored tonight? I can look this up really quick.
I didn't see. I know Fiala had figured into 2 out of the 3 goals for the Kings, and I know that Kopitar scored a third. I don't remember.
Velarde, Arvidsson, and Kopitar. Arvidsson with one hell of a fucking dive, and people tell me that that wasn't a dive. Like, yeah, he got tripped, but the whole fucking spin around and flop, dude. Yeah. Okay, bud. And then Draisaitl's got 2 goals. Bouchard's got a goal. McDavid 2 assists. Kevin Fiala 2 assists too for the Kings. We'll talk about him later when we talk about players that have impressed you. So we'll wait on that. But dump and change, Brownie.
All right, so dump and change. First baseman Cody Bellinger of the Chicago Cubs hit a 420-foot home run, and it was on 420. And his anytime home run odds in live betting are also plus 420.
There you go.
One of those number things.
Yeah.
This is a new and frightening thing. Apparently, scammers are using AI to mimic people's scared voices to get ransom money out of family and friends. So awesome. I don't see this being bad at all.
Aunt Debbie, I'm coming for you.
Yeah, exactly. Wrexham United, it's always sunny in Wrexham, right? The Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. They won and were promoted to League 2 for the first time since 2008. So apparently, if you want your lower tier team to move up, have a couple millionaires buy it and dump a whole lot of money into it.
CC Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, there you go. The Chicago Cubs will be the first Major League Baseball team to sell CBD drinks in their stadium.
Yeah, that'll end well.
Call me when it's THC instead of CBD.
Oh, yeah, who cares? That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's dumb. But it's hey, that's the first step on the slippery slope. Police in Canada are investigating after an air cargo container vanished from Toronto's Pearson Airport with over $15 million in gold bars and other valuables. There have been no suspects identified, and the police have no leads at this time.
Dude, Canada's fucking crazy. I was at my buddy's house, and his neighbor, we grew up playing hockey with him. He went to Montreal for a bachelor party, and his mom just got a car, and his mom let him borrow the car to bring up there. Ooh. Goes up there, and they're in like a gated, like an apartment complex or wherever they stayed. Goes out the next morning to get in his car. His car's fucking gone. And I guess what they're doing in Montreal right now is that's like there's a way that you can hack into key fobs and just take the car. So he calls the cops. He's like, oh yeah, that's probably already on a boat. But you have to wait like 60 days to report a stolen car. So that's
remember Mitch Marner got robbed?
Yeah.
Remember that? And then lastly, sticking with Canada, a woman on BC's British Columbia's Sunshine Coast woke up to a bear that had broken into her Suzuki, I guess at like 3 a.m, and drank 69 cans of soda in her car. The sweet-toothed black bear left 3 cans untouched. They were all diet.
I call bullshit on it being 69 cans of soda.
That's what she was reported. She was like a manager of like a food pantry type thing.
72 could be a divisible thing, right? Like, yeah, 12 times 6. So 6 12 packs. So yeah, that could work.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
He didn't drink the diet. So there you
see
go.
that fucking math right there, dude? I still got it, man.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
We already talked about Rangers and Bruins. We do have some Northeastern fucking updates. So Howlin' Husky time.
So for Northeastern, they had their season-ending banquet for the team, and Chloe. Did
you get the invite?
I know. I wish I did. No, I
wow.
did not. Yeah,
Coach Carp. Wow.
I mean, he was probably could have brought a +1.
Oh my god! I would have thought for sure you would have dressed to the nines for that fucking thing too.
As much as I do,
I might have had a suit on and that stupid fucking hat.
So Chloe O'Rourke, friend of the podcast, and Lily Jovetic, who is a great player, both won the Catherine Waldo 7th Player Award, which is apparently the only award they give out at their annual banquet, which I think is pretty good.
How can 2 players win the 7th Player Award?
Might have been offense and defensive, is my guess. Or maybe they tied. Maybe it was a vote and they tied.
Okay.
And then they had the Howling Huskies Award, which is for all the sport teams at Northeastern.
Yeah.
And the hockey team was named the Female Team of the Year.
Woo!
Yeah. Alina Mueller, friend of the podcast, was named the top female athlete. Yep. Chloe O'Rourke, again, friend of the podcast,
friend of the
was
podcast.
named the Rollins Award winner, which goes for the top female scholar athlete.
You're so smart, dude.
Exactly. And then Mia Brown, who wasn't on the podcast, but her mom is very, very nice, and I've met her a number of times. She was awarded the Social Justice Advocate Award. So good on Mia. The pride of South Woodstock, Vermont, if memory serves.
Good on you, Mia.
Yep, good on you. So there you go.
Right. Beer League Roundup, man. I'll go first.
Yep.
We got our last regular season game of the year. It actually, in terms of playoff seedings, like I think the teams that were between 3rd place and 6th or 7th place all were separated by 1 point. So there was something on the line, although it's just beer league, so it's not really or whatever. Couple things. So I was a content machine today, dude. I got tons of stuff on YouTube, Instagram, whatever. I'm watching hockey. I got to tape my sticks pregame. I love to fucking do that. Got them all nice and waxed. I played tonight. I wasn't hungover, which was, I think that's honestly what I need. I'm not young anymore. I can't do that. But ended up winning 5-4. Your boy, 3 goals and assists, scored with like 1:30 left between the legs, backhand. Keep the fucking change, bud. So pretty good game. Boys battled. It was a good team win. So people listening to this probably going to think I'm such a fucking loser because I'm breaking down beer league hockey. But in the 2nd and 3rd periods, our team finally bought into just playing fucking simple for the first time the whole year, getting the pucks out, making fucking hard passes, like the little fucking things. The team we played against, they have a line that's the best line in the league. They have a kid who plays center who's, if I were to pick anybody to be on my line in this league, he'd be like a top 2 player for sure. They got one kid who can just score. He's like a sniper. And then they have another kid who just fucking works super, super hard. So like in our beer league, like that's like a really, really good line. We're able to kind of shut them down after the 2nd period, after the 1st period, talking to the boys on the bench, like, hey, we got to keep a 3rd guy high. And we actually fucking did it. And it worked. Who would have thought? So nice. Shout out Cooper, returned from suspension. And he took a penalty tonight, dude. I had the puck in the corner. I fucking going down the wing. I get the puck in the corner. They blow the whistle. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? He's at the blue line. He went into the zone, and that kid that I just talked about, that's like pretty good, goes right up to him, just fucking slashes his stick right out of his hands. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? But that's Cooper. Cooper's gonna Cooper.
Attaboy, Coop.
Attaboy, Coop. So it was good. We ended up winning 5-4. Goalie made a big fucking save there at the end. So one of my favorite things to do now is penalty killing in beer league. I love taking the face off in our defensive zone because if I can just chip the puck through the center and go around him, the defensemen are always fucking flat-footed, and I just put it off the boards, and then it's a foot race. And so we take a penalty, defensive zone draw. I'm taking the fucking face off. I go right through the center, chip off the boards, created a foot battle. Might have taken a little bit of a dive, but we were fucking even strength. Literally took me like 10 seconds to make that happen. So that was good. It was good beer league time. That's kind of what I have. We got playoffs next week, so we'll see.
Well, our game that was rescheduled has finally happened Tuesday, our last game. So thank God the Bruins are playing Wednesday. Otherwise, I swear to God, kicked down the road for another 2 fucking weeks. So I haven't skated in like 3 weeks. It's going to be a shit show.
It's going to be a shit show.
Yeah. There you have it.
All right. Heroes and zeros.
Hey, fans. This is Dominic Moore. I'm just going to take you guys through a little bit of the behind-the-scenes stuff here.
Heroes and zeros time. I'm going to go 0. Then I'll go hero. 0 of the week. ESPN. Ray Ferraro. Hates the Rangers. And it sucks because I think when I listen to him
didn't he play for the Rangers?
I think that's why he hates the Rangers. I think they're going out there. Like people call him out about it on Twitter, and he like gets all pissy. What sucks is I hear him do other games. I'm like, he's really fucking good. Whenever it's Rangers, it's always like he's just on them. So, and PK Subban, dude, plays for the Devils for like 1 year, blows out fucking 8 ACLs, and then shows up with a Ric Flair fucking thing. It's like I thought I couldn't have been more wrong about something. I thought he was going to be great for hockey post career. I thought he was going to be really electric and shit. And I tweeted this out, and somebody tweeted back at me and was like, hey, during quarantine, he did like a show, like his own show, and they were like, it was great. Like he was who he was. It was informative. It was good. He's just a hardo, dude. He's trying way too fucking hard. And when you put him with like Messi and Chelios, like they got to redo that whole fucking thing. So.
He's trying to go viral, and I think the problem is on TNT, like Biz does stuff which is over the top, but I think just the way Biz goes about it, it's more natural.
Yes.
Maybe, although sometimes I feel like Biz is trying a little hard too. I like the panel tonight with Colby Armstrong and Keith Yandel. I thought they were good. It was funny, but it was also informative. It wasn't like Biz acting up, you know what I mean? It's sometimes just like give me the fucking facts and the insight, But yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm gonna jump on this because I also have a TV related zero. NHL, some free advice from your boy Brownie. Make it easier to watch the fucking games as opposed to harder. So in New England, the only way you can get Nesson, unless you do this fucking Nesson 360 app, which is never gonna work, and I think DirecTV, I don't even know if DirecTV has it anymore. But if you cut the cord, the only thing you can do it is Fubo. And then Fubo doesn't have TNT and TBS. So then if you go and you do YouTube TV, you get TNT and TBS, but you don't get fucking Nesson. Mm-hmm. So everybody's got fucking ESPN. Every fucking server. Put it on ESPN. And tonight, they didn't have the NHL playoffs on. You know why? Because the fucking XFL was showing. Like, what are you doing? Yeah. And the NHL Network. You own the NHL. Put it on there. Yeah. Like, make it easier, not harder. You want to grow the game, fucking donkeys.
Mm-hmm.
So, there you go.
Good zero. My hero of the week. We brought up 420 earlier. It's been 4 years since my old man passed away. Pretty brutal. But on that day, I hung out with my buddy Clapp. We did the brakes on my truck. We grilled. We got to watch the Rangers and the Devils. It meant a lot to me. I got to hang out with my best buddies. My buddy Dakota came over. They had like this little barbecue thing. It was just a really, really good time. So my hero of the week goes to him and all that good stuff. The next day I had a blink. My blinker light was out. So I picked up the part, went over there. We fucking put that in. So just doing some blue collar shit, So hero of the week goes to him and the old man, 4 years. Fuck. So that's what I got.
Yeah, once you told me about your dad, I was like, "Oh man!" I was so excited that I got my truck on 420, and then I was like, I got."
He would have been proud because he's a heavy Chevy guy. So.
Well, all right. Before my zero, I have one more zero. Before my hero, I have one more zero. Fuck off, Will Ferrell. Right?
What?
Because he has to show up at the game with his fucking face painted up and everything. I'm so tired of this fucking guy. Look, it's not about you. You don't have to always be on. You know what I mean? Just go to the game, be a fan. I saw a thing where he's got a kid who's trying to be like a musician, and he's jumping up on stage and jumping around. Like, dude, let your fucking kid have the spotlight. It's not all about you. This is why I can't stand him unless he's in like a a supporting role. Like he's not the fucking star. And it's just so fucking thirsty for attention. I fucking can't stand it.
Damn. Okay.
So there you go. Fuck off, Will Ferrell.
Yep. We just lost 100 subscribers. That's cool.
No way. I can't be the only one that feels this way. All right. So my hero is Mike Myers, and in a related twist, Shrek himself, who he is. Mike Myers is Shrek, right?
Mm-hmm.
So today the Bruins are on at 3:30. My wife was fucking gassed, and she's like, "I've been doing all this shit. I am going to fucking lay down. You got Riley." And I'm like, Bruins are on this afternoon. So, luckily, Shrek 1 and Shrek 2, and then something called Shrek Tales was all. She sat in the other room, watched that, and I was like, I could see her out of the corner of my eye. I sat at the computer and, did the full screen and watched the Bruins on the computer. And
she was like she was at the right dot. You had the peripherals going, making
exactly. I could have hit it for the one T right there, no problem. But so thanks to Mike Myers and Shrek, I was able to watch 2.5 periods of hockey uninterrupted. And then at the TV timeout in the third, she was like, "Dad, do you want to watch in here?" And I made it into the living room for the end of the game. So
there you go. You brought up Mike Myers. I'm just bringing you ever seen the movie Heavyweights? Mike Myers not in it, but
Heavyweights
with Ben Stiller, Uncle Tony. It's a fat camp, and like Kenan Thompson's in it. You've never seen the movie fucking Heavyweights, dude? Oh, you would fucking love it. It's a classic. Attention campers, lunch has been canceled today due to lack of hustle. Deal with it. You've never seen Heavyweights?
No.
Oh, my God. Congratulations. You're the fattest boy in camp. I can't believe you've never seen that movie. It's awesome.
I have to watch it now.
Kenan Thompson came out and said because Ben Stiller approved that they're going to do a Heavyweights too. So hopefully it ends up being pretty good.
Actually, here's a funny thing about Shrek. Do you know it was supposed to be Chris Farley?
Yep.
He was going to be the voice of Shrek, so he wasn't going to have the Scottish accent. It was just going to be Chris Farley.
Well, that would have probably been really funny. I'm a big Chris Farley guy, so
yeah.
All right, well, we only have one more segment, 3 stars.
There you go.
All right, Jim and Mike, thanks very kindly. A nice weekend for you. As always, our 3-star selectors are stars of the hockey scene wherever we go on Rogers Hometown Hockey.
Love it. All right, 3 stars. So I came up with this one. Playoffs. We're going to talk about 3 players that we didn't necessarily think were like brand name players that we would want on our squad in the playoffs. I think it's a pretty good one. So
I fucked this up.
Oh, great. How'd you fuck it up?
Because I thought you said, what 3 players would you want on your team from the other playoff teams?
Okay, so McKinnon, McDavid, and fucking...
So I picked at least 3 from every team.
Okay, well, I kind of picked some guys that kind of...
So you're not talking superstars, not McDavid, not Cale Makar.
No.
Okay.
No. So my honorable mentions, Tyler Bertuzzi. I think he's having a great fucking playoff for the Bruins.
And I can't pick the Bruins and you can't pick the Rangers, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
So Tyler Bertuzzi. Philip Deneau. He probably should be in my top 3, but he's done a pretty good job taking out Connor McDavid, or at least limiting the scoring chances. And Martin Necas on Carolina. That's my other honorable mention. My 3rd star, Rope Hintz. I think when you think
the argument, he's a star though.
Yeah, but I think when you think of the stars, you think of Jamie Benn and Tyler Seguin. Like I think those are the 2 ones that you kind of.
Jason Robertson.
I think this is. It's becoming his team. So my 3rd star, shout out to Fink, Rope Hintz.
So I did it the way I said, and I had the hardest time picking just 3 guys from the Minnesota Wild. Mm-hmm. What a fucking squad, dude. So for my honorable mention, I'm just going to list all these guys. Marcus Foligno, Ryan Hartman, Matt Zuccarello.
Ryan Hartman, Zook.
Marcus Johansson, Matt Boldy, Jared Spurgeon, Ryan Reeves. Could all play on my team.
Yeah, Jared
Spurgeon. One of them.
Jared Spurgeon's super underrated.
So my 3rd star, I'm torn. You know what? I'm going to have 2 of them. I'm going to do tie for 3rd star. Matt Dumba and Shea Theodore. Those are my 2 3rd stars.
I would think Shea Theodore is kind of a superstar. But
all right, I thought so too, but I tried to slip it by you. Then my 3rd star is Matt Dumba. Before the hit, I
know you always talk about how you're a Dumba guy, so that makes sense. Good pick. My 2nd star goes to Sam Bennett. We've talked about him quite a bit. He's an impact guy for the Panthers. He's a fucking motherfucker to play against. Who did he spear in the nuts when he was on the ground? Was that Hathaway?
Hathaway.
Just like little shit like that, dude. Little grimy little shit like that goes a long way for me. So Sam Bennett, my number 2 star.
Sam Bennett is also my number 2 star for the reasons you said. And we said in our preview, I was like, oh, big fucking loss for them is that Sam Bennett's not playing.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping it was going to be for the whole first series, but it was just the first game. But yeah, Sam Bennett's a motherfucker. I would take him on my team every day, all day.
Big time. And then my number 1 star is Neil Pionk. Josh Morrissey goes down and Pionk fucking steps up, dude. He's always kind of, it was weird when he was on the Rangers. He was kind of like the guy, you know, he was good, but he's going to be the guy that's kind of get dealt kind of a thing. So I just love the shit that he's doing in Winnipeg. Who did he cross check in the last game of the year? He got fined for it. I think it was Johansson. And again, another motherfucker to play against, and he battles. His compete levels up there. He's not the biggest dude. He'll block shots. He'll throw hits. He's kind of a dirty guy to play against too. So he'd be my number 1 star.
So, with all due respect to my my wayward wandered sheep of Noel Acciari and Curtis Lazar, as much as I would like to see them back in the fold, my number 1 star for this, you know who it is, the one that got away, Ryan Lindgren.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you can't call him a superstar on that team. He would be on some other teams, but fuck, man, give me this kid. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to envision him on the Bruins, and it would be.
Can you imagine him and McAvoy paired?
It would be him and McAvoy, and then it would be Lindholm and I think it would be Lindholm and Carlo, and then it would be Forbert and Orlov for your third pair, which is insane. And then you got Clifton and Grzelcyk for inevitably when Lindgren gets hurt. So that's the only downside of the guy. The way he plays, his body can't. His body can't cash the checks his heart writes or something like that. Yeah,
I'll give you an honorable mention because you gave me a Ranger, Charlie Coyle.
Yeah, now right. Yeah,
he's grown on me quite a bit in the fucking 4 games in the postseason, but
he's an absolute fucking beast.
Yeah, so that's what we have for the podcast. Do you have anything else for the people at home, Brownie?
As always, this is the time of year when this guy would shine when he was around. And I just read, actually, I went down a rabbit hole. I may or may not have ordered some Agidla stuff today. But it was in between periods and I couldn't leave the computer. God bless you, Jerome McGinley, wherever you are. And please come on the podcast, especially when all my stuff that I ordered comes so I can wear it to interview and make it super awkward.
That's going to be my next baby that I'm going to try to make happen. If we can get Ginla on the pod, that'd be sick.
That would be sick.
But thanks, guys, for tuning in. Everybody for subscribing, all that shit. We really, really appreciate it. If you're watching this video, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you're listening to our podcast, tell all your friends about it. We're trying to bring as much hockey as we possibly can. I know that we're idiots half the time, but thank you for tuning in.
That's the brand.
Yep, and we will talk to you guys next week.
See ya.